What's are you guys breakfast guys?
Big breakfast guy.
Yeah.
Do you eat breakfast regularly?
No.
I'd say about 50% of the time.
Because I love breakfast, but I don't eat it regularly because I don't wake up early enough like during the week.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
like on the weekends, I don't really feel like cooking breakfast in the morning. But when I can get breakfast, I love breakfast. What are you guys' favorite breakfast foods?
Ooh.
Actually, hold on. Before we get deep into that for a cold open, waffles or pancakes?
I'm a waffle guy.
Ooh,
I like so yeah.
that's tough.
It's a test right there.
Well, like,
So this is
what
this is my. I was gonna say this is my weird food take because I am totally fine with like frozen waffles, but I like to make them crispy when I put them in the toaster. So I'm a big fan of them that way. Don't really like soggy food, so like when like pancakes get kind of soggy. So
Joe, pancakes, waffles.
That's tough.
Mm.
Are we talking like I go to a diner and I have the options between pancakes and waffles?
If I took you out to a breakfast place, I was
Yeah.
like, Joe, we're gonna go to breakfast before we hit up
Mhm.
insert racetrack here because you actually came to hang out with us for once.
Yep.
Where are you going?
All right.
What are you going with?
I'm still trying to imagine the situation. It's so ludicrous.
Yeah, I know, right?
uncharted territory.
Uncharted territory.
Dick.
I'm gonna leave that one in.
Yeah.
You should.
Damn.
My camera's going sicko mode again. Why is it doing this?
Do I have
yellow.
to use syrup?
Dude, no. I'm at a base level.
If it's plain pancakes, but when you get the syrup, oh yeah, waffles be hitting.
It's a really interesting distinction. I don't think I've ever had plain any one of those.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I
never just had them.
I just always
ate them
feel
without
bad about
syrup.
asking for extra stuff.
I mean,
that's fair.
Okay. I mean, that's a whole other thing that we can dive into. But go ahead, Matt.
I'm also not a huge fan of like sweet stuff for breakfast. I feel like garbage if I do that for breakfast because it's like I'm starting out the day and I'm like, well, I feel like garbage. So
that's a fair point. I can't go like super sweet, but like I'm not like a.
You're not. I'm not like
having. I'm not having like ice cream for breakfast, basically, dang near. But you know, I'm a big fan. Like everyone knows, a lot of people that are close to us know the red velvet pancake story. I mean, those were really good. Those were like sweet, but they weren't like overtly sweet. You know,
they
came with strawberries and stuff on top. That's a story. Well, I mean, it's not for the podcast, but I'm not a bacon guy. I actually don't like bacon at all. And a lot of people are very surprised by that.
I like bacon, but I would probably prefer sausage. Yeah.
You know, I like the taste of sausage, but I don't know, something every time I eat a sausage, it feels weird.
Yeah,
the taste is fine.
They're very greasy.
Yeah, but bacon can't get behind it. I don't know.
Yeah,
everyone hypes it up. Turkey bacon's all right, but it's turkey. It's not.
Well,
like bacon.
I know, but like, I'm just maybe it's like the shape and the way you eat it. Sometimes, like I have foods I don't like because you have to eat them a certain way.
Yeah, I get that. Like I mean, that's why eggs are so good. You can eat eggs however you want.
Yeah.
You know, scrambled eggs go absolutely hard.
Yeah.
A little bit of pepper. Some people like garlic in their eggs. I don't like garlic in my eggs, but
that's too much work.
That's not too much work.
In the morning,
just a little bit of garlic powder in the scrambled eggs. Nah,
too much work.
Yeah, you don't have to cut anything up.
You said garlic, not garlic powder.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Same idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or chefs.
I mean, I don't like it. I just know people do.
Yeah. If I'm going to like a restaurant, my go-to breakfast is like country fried steak and eggs. I love.
That's not bad.
That. Oh, it's so good.
That's not bad. That's not.
You can put sausage gravy on just about anything, and I'd like it.
That's
not a bad deal.
What's the opinion on chicken and waffles to kind of tie this up?
I have so this is going to sound like sacrilege because I run a Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles car, but I've never actually had chicken and waffles. So,
what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
I need to try it, but I've never had it. So
I don't mind chicken and waffles, but it's a weird taste blend when you have the waffles, and it's like the sweetness with the chicken doesn't always go with me. So I don't love having breading. It. Mm-hmm.
If the chicken's is poorly breaded, don't work.
It's not my favorite thing in the world. Mm-hmm. Chicken and waffles. That's a classic, though. Mm-hmm. That is a classic. But by the way, I'm my opinion on the waffles pancakes thing. I never did it. Waffles, big time. I love.
It's a big time waffles show.
Yeah, and I hate to disagree, but fluffy waffles are exactly where it's at. It is delicious.
Granted, I eat pancakes more than I eat waffles because they're easier.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I eat cereal more than all of that. So
yeah,
I could eat cereal right now when it's 8:00 at night. Cereal is the most versatile meal snack.
Yeah, you can eat it dry. You can eat it with water.
Okay, well, maybe not that, but like different kinds of milk.
Yeah,
you're insane. You can eat. You can eat it with vinegar. You can eat it with water.
I mean, you could. Soda.
Olive oil.
Olive oil. Oh God, dude! What the hell?
What if you just took some butter and like melted it?
Oh God, I can feel my arteries coagulating.
No, cereal is good with 2% milk, and that is about it.
Are we Cheerios or Honey Nut Cheerios or chocolate Cheerios? I know that's another popular.
I avoid Cheerios in general. Ugh. Frosted Cheerios though are really good. Frosted Cheerios are.
Plain Cheerios are the best.
Last time I bought cereal, it's been a hot minute.
Damn.
And you drive a Frosted Flakes car too.
I know.
What the heck, man?
See, I'm not the kind of NR person who's like, I only run sponsors that I use. I'm like, no, I just think it looks cool. So I ran a Jack Daniels car a few seasons ago, and I don't drink at all. So I just thought it looked cool.
I like fruit. I want to get. I'm kind of like about to gear up for a Fruity Pebbles run with my cereal. I buy like one cereal for like a couple months at a time. Like that's my kick that I'm on. I think Fruity Pebbles is the next one. This is also sacrilege. I like my cereal just a tiny bit soggy. Some of them, not all of them. Some cereals I like, but like Fruity Pebbles is good. What's up?
You need Fruity Pebbles kind of crunchy.
Nah.
Or like Frosted Flakes. I like pouring
a big bowl of it, and then you get it out, and it's like a gelatinous.
And it just
semi-solid
seeps down your throat too.
Oozes milk when you take a bite. It's delicious. But I'm the kind of guy who can drink milk. Like I can drink milk
too. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Then why don't you? But I like anyway.
It's the texture. It's the texture.
I love it.
I'm a big texture guy.
And so am I.
Yeah.
Do you dislike bananas?
No, I like bananas.
Huh. Some people have a weird texture thing with bananas. I love bananas.
Broccoli is the one I can like remember vividly.
Do you think we can invent a fruit?
No.
You don't think that we can take a little bit of like? Do you think Fake Racers Podcast could like crossbreed a new apple?
No.
Why not?
I mean, new. So like, how much money we got to play with? That's the question. I feel like that's very difficult to do.
Is it?
Yeah, because
I feel like you can just make a new apple.
No, Davey.
I don't. This is unsubstantiated. I don't agree with this, Joe. I think you can. I'm gonna do some research, and I'm gonna come back, and we're gonna invent.
I'm gonna make a note of it, Davey.
The Fake Racers Podcast apple, and we're gonna have an orchard, and it's gonna be
research. All right, I wrote it down.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I wrote it down.
I'll see what it takes.
In like 3 days, you're gonna find that out, and you're like, "What the hell does this mean?"
I'm gonna send Joe like documentation. We're
bunch of articles from like Stanford and all these agricultural colleges.
We'll probably have to. I'll probably have to grow the apples in a different state. So JTN's gonna have to up and leave Michigan and go somewhere where Michigan's actually a good apple state. Yeah.
Big apple state.
There you go.
You're all set.
We don't have to move it, Joe. This is a opportunity.
Do you guys not have apple orchards?
Not in Florida, really. I don't think.
I think there's some out here. I mean, California grows just about everything.
Oh yeah, you guys, you definitely grow everything.
All right, bro.
It's that.
Wink.
Obviously Florida has oranges.
Right. Coconuts.
Oranges.
Probably somewhere.
Maybe somewhere. What fruits come out of Florida?
Peaches. Florida's a big peach state too, but
Georgia's bigger, but yeah.
Is it?
Well, I mean,
I read somewhere that Florida makes more peaches, but Georgia just has that as their state moniker. So.
Oh well, I mean that would make sense because Georgia sucks. So.
Yeah, the Georgia Bulldogs do suck.
This is the perfect transition. There are apple orchards nearby where I live, and the closest one is called Larson Apples.
Yeah.
That's
a beautiful transition we're not going to use.
Yeah,
oranges, strawberries, obviously other forms of produce, like various vegetables, blueberries, tangerines, watermelon. It's quite a bit actually that comes from Florida. We're pretty good. Don't see apples, but that's okay.
Do you guys have a lot of mandarins out where you live?
Mandarins, probably. It would make sense.
So the go-to ones that everybody has are the cuties ones. Which, Joe, you look like you don't know what a mandarin is.
No.
Mandarin orange.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So. My favorite thing about when people come visit where I live is because we have tons of mandarin orchards around here. People are like, oh, I've had them before. And we're like, no, you're going to have a real mandarin now because they are so goddamn good.
Yeah, mandarins are good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the orange trees that we have in my yard were crossbred with a lemon tree, so they're quite sour, but I enjoy it. I like them a little sour, so.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the Fruit Racers podcast.
I'm Joe.
Hey, that was good. That was a good call up. Hey, I'm Joe.
Yeah. I'm also Joe.
How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, that's it. It's just well.
Okay. Anyway,
Joe, put up a picture of a well there.
NASCAR was in New York. New York's probably got apples.
New York. Have you ever heard that song?
The Big Apple.
Oh boy, what a finish. And not for the reasons that you thought.
New York is literally a top 10 national producer of apples. How about that?
Look at that.
I know, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Hayden. Shoot.
I had to throw that in.
You guys got me so confused. Oh. Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
Chase Elliott. Hey, Kyle Larson used up Chase Elliott again.
Nothing like this little conversation is going to put me in a good. I woke up with a really bad headache today, and I was in a bad mood for most of the day. And
this one's helping you.
Kind of brought it back together just in time to eat and get on the podcast, and it's still a little numb. But this little conversation right here is making me all tingly inside.
Good.
I can't wait. Everyone's mad.
At the end of the day, we do this for us.
Yes, we do. We
don't have enough face-to-face interaction with people in our normal days, so we have to do this. And we just record it for fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not allowed to talk about racing outside of this.
No, I literally don't. I signed one. Yeah.
No, but the finish of that race, obviously you get a late race restart. You get a pair of late race restarts. Chase does a good job on the first one, doesn't do as good of a job. Also, AJ Allmendinger was inciting chaos there, pushing Larson down into turn one, which was big brain right there. That's AJ Allmendinger. Not in a, when we say all big, whatever. You don't need any more explanations. we think it's fair. We think it's fair, right? I think. He didn't wreck him. He didn't, punt him back to 30th like we've seen happen this year where I've said that was okay. So I'm not, what I mean? Not going to go back on that. I thought it was fair. Thought it was crazy.
Me, as much as I enjoy seeing these two teammates bicker and battle and Chase getting upset is pretty fun. Chase has a right to be upset. Larson has a right to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is what it is. That's I mean, I wouldn't say that I agree with that kind of racing. I wouldn't do it, but that's okay because this is NASCAR and the rules allow for that. And if Kyle Larson needs to get a win, Kyle Larson needs to get a win. He's going to do what he's got to do. And, that's fair. Chase Elliott's allowed to be upset as well.
Yeah.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall for those HMS Monday meetings, but
they were probably great today.
Oh,
yeah.
I
can just see Chase brooding in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, his robot brain coming up with something new to say.
They're just brooding, and meanwhile, Bowman's just like, hey, we got a top 15 out of this. All right.
You got any thoughts, Matt?
It is what it is.
You're Kyle Larson guy, so you know.
I don't know. I mean, like Davey said, I mean that's not the kind of thing I would do. Larson sauced it in there and locked up and ran both of them wide. So
some sauce.
Lockup is always so much fun. Because on one hand, you know that obviously it's a pretty good sign that a driver is a little too aggressive into a corner.
Exactly.
But also, like, at that point, the driver can't turn the car. So
yeah.
It like doubles them down. Awesome.
Yeah, and it still feels like there's a pretty good feeling out process going on with this next gen car on road courses, despite us running 5 of them this year so far. Yeah. And I'm sure there will be more nuances come Roval, but especially with that track being different. Although there was the test there, so you know maybe not as much of a big difference, but yeah, I thought it was fair. I think we all thought it was fair. You have to expect it. I don't know why Chase wouldn't expect it. I get teammate, but also like you have to realize Larson's in a situation where he's only has 1 win. I think he's only got like 11, 12 stage or playoff points, right? Like it's now with the extra win. And they've kind of been building momentum throughout the summer too, just a little more quiet because they haven't been in victory lane as much as last year. And but
I think Chase being, I wouldn't say like what's the word I'm trying to look for, but like I think he expected to get run wide going into turn 1, but I don't think he expected Larson to basically straight line the corner. So I think that's mostly what he was pissed about. Like if Larson just ran him out on the curbs, I don't think it would have been that big of a deal. Yeah,
and then on top of that, he immediately loses a position. Then he drops down to 4th, like kind of just finishing inside the top 5 with a race car that probably could have won if he was able to stay out front. So the frustration, just it's not like it happened and then he kind of simmered down after that. I mean, it just ramped up every time he lost position after that. All that was on his mind was the turn 1 incident, you know. So that kind of just further exaggerates the emotion that he was probably feeling after all that.
So obviously you get the post-race comments, and he's a little more heated when he's talking with Jeff and Rick, and then he does, you know, he goes into PR management mode, which I thought he did a fantastic job. I know a lot of people want to see emotion out of him. I think you saw the emotion out of him. You're just mad he didn't do it to the TV camera in a very flamboyant way. Sometimes monotone can work and can show some emotion, especially with the way you deliver your comments and your body language and your facial expressions. You know, and not everyone needs to be, you know, doing little crying motions into the camera or screaming at the top of their lungs that they won. Granted, Larson's interview is a whole different story. Dude didn't even look like he was happy to win. But the Chase one, you know, we've talked about it plenty of times on here about Chase being monotone, no personality, no emotion, blah 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 blah. Right? We've talked about that. Anytime we show some emotion, we get a little excited because it's like, oh, maybe he's gonna start doing this more. Very tempered comments. I thought they were good. Thought they were funny. The see you at Bristol. Dude knows we're not going to Bristol next week.
I think that was a very deliberate wording.
Yeah.
I think he knows exactly what he's saying. Everyone can meme on it all they want, but that was carefully picked. 100%.
Why did he pick Bristol?
I don't know. Probably kind of like the track to get someone back at, you know.
What happened? It is funny year?
I was gonna say it's funny to think about that now because Chase Elliott was straight up Kyle Larson's wingman last year, and this year they're going into their button heads with each other.
Yeah.
How much of it too is probably some frustration on Chase's part after last year kind of being I don't know if 2 wins is a down year for any driver, but coming off a championship, it feels like a down year, right? Compared to especially Larson.
It's like what we were saying. It's every time he and Larson faced head-to-head, Larson pretty much won every time. And it's like his status as kind of like big man on campus kind of got undermined as soon as Kyle showed up. So I will say, I don't necessarily have a problem with Chase's interview, because if you're the team and 2 of your guys are button heads, the last thing you want is your driver to go out there on TV and be like, "Yeah, we're all fighting with each other here at Hendrick."
Especially with NBC doing the coverage right now.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm willing to bet the talk that Rick and Jeff gave him was like, "Hey, we'll deal with this on Monday." just stay cool and yeah.
Can't wait for them to wreck at Daytona this week.
Yeah,
because one throws a dumb block on someone else.
There will be some stupidity probably.
We got racing in the rain. Obviously, they took all the cars out on track, decided to pull them back down because a lot of standing water. Good call, NASCAR. A lot of people angry about start time still. Again, yes. All right, continue. But good job on Michael McDowell. Started third, went all the way up to the lead in the rain. The new rain tires seem like they're a little bit better than the old ones in terms of being able to stay out there for a little bit longer, which I think kind of adds in a little bit because you saw guys go all the way to the very end of the stage with rain tires and then pit. You also saw guys that pit for the slicks, made up all that time, and then pit again right at the end of the stage. So, you know, they allowed for some strategy.
Which I loved. Absolutely loved that. That was a lot of fun.
But
shout out to both front row cars, because Todd Gilliland was having a great run too until he broke.
Todd Gilliland could have won that race.
Yeah.
Imagine the chaos.
He's coming to his own, mostly on the road courses, but...
Literally, if you had the lead yesterday after the restart, you could have won that race, but... haha, clean air still means something.
What are you going to do?
It means more on the road courses, though, it feels like, than it has in years past. Or, not years past, but specifically last year. Which is weird.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that is a clean air thing, which obviously there's some of it that is a clean air thing.
Or the shifting.
And then I wonder how much of it is, like the kind of same thing that we see at the short tracks.
Yeah,
because we always see a good crossover between how the cars behave at short tracks and road courses, which is why road courses were so damn good, while the short tracks are so damn good. You know?
Yeah.
Obviously, Kimi Räikkönen has his race ended early. A lot of dumb shenanigans in the bus stop throughout the event.
Ross Chastain.
Yep.
Good lord. And okay, I said this to some people the other day. Sorry, I broke the contract of only talking about racing on the show.
And you admitted to it too. If you didn't admit, I wouldn't have known.
NDA.
My bad. NDA broken. Okay. Some of them aren't necessarily all on Ross. But the man has been in more on-track accidents than just about any other driver this year. Probably more than any other driver this year. I don't care whether it's your fault or not. If it smells like poo-poo everywhere, it's time to check the bottom of your shoe. Because you stepped in poo-poo. And Ross has stepped in poo-poo. Because everywhere he goes, there's a wreck. He's like... What do we do? I'm questioning so much. Like there's so little answer as to what exactly is going on behind the wheel of the one car on any given weekend. I don't know if it's now an increase of people driving aggressively around him because they know they have the leeway, like socially,
you have a golden pass,
to lean on Ross because 9 times out of 10 he's probably done something to you, or he's gonna do something to you if you don't. And then people look back at it and it's like, well, it is Ross, like is there like I don't know.
I hate that.
I don't know.
I hate that.
And obviously this past weekend, I mean, I hate it too, but at the end of the day, if you give yourself that reputation, you earned it.
No, I agree with that. It's so hard to break out of those perceptions. It is. And not even from guys in the garage area, but fan bases. So, how does that affect your sponsorship? How does that affect your social media interactions? All these different things that now are crucial for a race car driver. But yeah, like you said, he put the target on himself. I like how that's how, Kimi Räikkönen and then he just Ross.
Yeah, well, I mean, it
ties in. I know.
It's a big part of why his day ended early.
Does Justin Marks do something now that he's directly affected by it? I mean, you could say he was directly affected at Michigan when that thing happened and both the cars got taken out of contention.
Yeah.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, I think one of the other things too is when you've had a string of incidents, it's on your mind, and it can make you double guess everything you do, and that's going to cause you to make even more mistakes a lot of the time. So I'm sure that's something on his mind too, that every time he gets in a tough spot, it's like, oh geez, and then
doesn't help either that NBC is very quick to shove a camera in his face and Parker Clearing's microphone in his mouth. You know, that's not on Parker, but it's on any of these guys. No. But
at the end of the day, they're trying to tell a story, and Ross is probably the best story in the sport at the moment. You know.
Sometimes you don't have to over sensationalize things, though. Which
really cool weekend for Kimi Räikkönen, though.
Yes,
that was awesome.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. He was quite quick in the car as well. I saw
he was running in the points for a little bit.
I saw a lot of discourse about where people thought he was going to finish. I think once the race evened out, he was probably going to finish mid-20s to mid-teens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because a cup race is not as easy as some people think it is.
15 to 30, 15 if there's chaos at the end.
Yeah.
Right? Like
30 if he has bad luck, you know?
Yeah.
And then they had really bad luck.
Yeah. He did.
I hope he comes back. That was a lot of fun.
I don't think he will.
So
he says it, but
yeah.
You never know, man.
For some of these guys, like a lot of people talking about Lewis Hamilton and stuff, it's like there's no reason for him to
Lewis Hamilton's never going to do that.
Yeah. There's no reason for it, but
the only thing I would say that is Kimi is a straight shooter when it comes to how he does interviews. Like he's absolutely no nonsense when he talks. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
Stage strategies, talked about it a little bit. Kind of this goes back into that whole thing, artificial versus natural. We've talked about it 1,000 times. A lot of people saying the stage break ruined the strategy there after the first stage. Stage break is why there was so much strategy. I would just like to remind you. That you had cars pitting with 2 to go, you had cars, staying out for as long as possible. You had all this nonsense going on because of the stage, and that was probably a big factor for why the racing was so good there. I can't make any argument for the end of stage 2 because I really don't remember anything happening, but saw a lot of that discourse on stage 1. Not the time, but it's okay to show that you're going to die on that hill no matter what. Like I get it, right? I'm not going to argue against the fact that the stages at road courses, a lot of times they make things, they make things less interesting with the strategy. Where road course strategy at times was really, really interesting and really, really good, right? The whole idea of working backwards instead of working forwards like you would in a normal race. Now, you work to a stage, whatever. But for that to be the moment that I saw a lot of people talking about made me go, welcome to this hill. Here is your tombstone. Have fun, But I don't know. I know you guys probably don't have a strong of opinion on that, but
no, I don't care. Stages are probably here to stay, and
deal with it.
What am I going to do about it? Anyway,
no more Road America.
I'm still watching every Sunday, so it's not working. My boycott isn't working. So
damn. I called out quite a few people that we know.
Maybe if I watch it on Discord with a bunch of people and don't actually watch it on my TV, they'll get the point.
Yeah. It's literally the meme from Curb Your Enthusiasm where Larry David's walking out and he's like, I'll see you next week.
Yep.
So.
Xfinity Series race was fun too. You had the bus stop incident there at the end. Kyle Larson also won that race.
Hey.
Ty Gibbs and William Byron. We don't have to measure our dinglings going into the bus stop with 5 laps to go.
Yeah, they really did that. That was fun. That was funny to watch.
The little post-race interaction was like, oh, golly shucks, man. Why would we do that?
Yeah.
It's about what I expected from those two. So.
Very Christian boy energy.
Just about to say the 2 Jesus boys. So,
yeah.
No.
Yeah, the post-race interaction went about as I'd expect it to go.
Yeah.
And, go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, I'm glad it wasn't just like another stupid fight after a race. Like, they were like, man, that was dumb. And they were like, yeah.
A lot of people putting the entirety of the blame on Ty. Do you watch Byron? Byron pretty much goes straight through the corner, too. Is it his job to give Ty any room? I don't know. You can make that argument. You can make the argument it should be his job because he got wrecked.
Yeah,
I think end of the day the wreck is Ty's fault, but it was still a racing incident.
And it goes back to that idea of you put your fellow competitors in bad situations and then hope that they lift. which is, I think, is what Byron did.
Yeah. I mean, it essentially it makes it Ty's fault, but at the end of the day, both drivers could have done something to avoid that situation.
Yes.
Same with a lot of incidents this season.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Really good race though.
Was it the same? Was it the same 1-2 both days?
It was.
Yeah, gotcha.
Which is the first time since like forever.
Also, big shout out, Brad Perez top 20 on his debut.
That's and
cool. Both Alpha Prime cars in the top 20 for the first time ever. So
nice.
Good for you, Tommy Joe.
IndyCar was in St. Louis Saturday night. Sorry.
Also fun race.
Fun race. Then you get a rain delay with 43 laps to go, and they decide to stick it out, which I was very happy with. And you get a banger of a finish. Newgarden, you can call this his championship charge in this race. He gets the points lead after coming in, I believe, third in points.
Yeah, he was basically untouchable once the second half of that race started.
There is no driver right now in IndyCar that is more deserving of this year's championship than Joseph Newgarden. Doesn't mean he's going to win it because there's still, Portland and Laguna Seca left? Is that right?
Still willpower. I don't know the schedule off the top of my head, bro.
I know. I was just, I was fishing.
I don't know.
I did not take the bait.
No bites. Anyways.
No bites. I don't know the IndyCar schedule off the top of my head. I don't know the NASCAR schedule off the top of my head. So
I'm officially at that point in watching racing where my dad used to ask me where we're racing every week, and then I'd be like, oh, here, and he'd be like, okay, cool. And now we're both like, oh, damn, we're at Daytona this week. All right.
I'm on with NASCAR, I'm on like a 1 week ahead basis. I know we're at Daytona, and then we're at Daytona, I'm gonna know where we're at the next week. Yeah,
and during the broadcast they'll be like, we're headed to Darlington next week. And I'm like, oh,
okay, Darlington, cool, good.
Okay, where do we go after Darlington?
That's a good question.
I want to see if either of you know.
We'll find out at Darlington.
No, I want you to guess right now.
You know what's great is I literally looked at the schedule 30 minutes ago and I've already forgotten.
I want you to guess. Dang, that was 2 minutes into the show.
My man said we'll find out Darlington.
Bristol.
Nope, it's not Bristol. Davey, what's your guess?
Sorry, I mean it's in between Darlington and Bristol.
What's my guess?
Yeah, what's after Darlington?
What's after Darlington? Is it a track we've already gone to?
Yeah.
Thinking of last. Is it Vegas?
Nope.
No.
That's your guess. Come on,
Kansas.
Davey. Oh, you got it!
Oh my god, did I actually?
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, because it goes to Kansas, and then we go Bristol, Texas, Dega, Roval, Vegas, Homestead, Martinsville, Phoenix.
Ooh, that's such a good round before the finale. Oh, man.
You get to go to crisscross the country there in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, kind of wear out the teams right before we go out west for the finale.
Nonetheless, IndyCar Gateway was good.
I didn't get to watch a lot of it, unfortunately.
Shout out to David Malukas, P2.
Yeah, oh my goodness. If he had 5 more laps, he was winning that race. He was quick.
Also, a couple things I noticed. Pato had a pretty baller move on the outside to get the lead on willpower, and then immediately got his doors blown off by Newgarden on fresher tires.
I don't know if you guys saw, too, the Rosenquist start to the race. I think it was Rosenquist. He passed like 13 cars in the first 3 laps.
Oh my god.
Something stupid.
Jimmy was 2 laps down at one point, and then he rallied to finish 14th, so that was pretty cool, too. So
too bad he won't finish any better than 20th the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Hey, it's the thought that counts.
Yeah. He's going to finish like 10th now in the next 2 weeks, isn't he?
Podium.
I hope so. Don't count him out.
Yeah.
But points battle going to be fun there in IndyCar. Watch it.
Oh, yeah.
It's on NBC.
Watch it.
It's also on Peacock. F1 returns this week from wherever they are. Spa?
That is a good question. Yeah, I believe it is.
Spa. It's Spa.
I'm not the F1 guy here, so this is your guys' chance to show me what you got.
Spa.
Any thoughts? Ferrari, we already know, right? Ferrari's going to shoot themselves in the foot late.
Yeah, go ahead and make the the sheet for next week and just Ferrari things. Go ahead.
Just gonna say, again.
Go ahead and put that. Actually, you know what? If that happens, Joe, I will personally cut out this section of the podcast. I'll make a note. I'll personally cut out this section of the podcast, and I'll make sure to give it to you while you're editing it, so you can just put this part in where we're like, it's August 22nd. Ferrari did Ferrari things again, just like we said they would, or something like that.
What do we think they're gonna do? I'm thinking that
they're gonna tires.
They're gonna qualify 1-2.
That's too obvious, Joe.
They're gonna qualify 1-2. Leclerc's gonna throw it into the tire barriers off Pouon, and they're gonna screw up, and they're gonna mismanage Sainz's pit strategy, and he's gonna finish like 8th. Max Verstappen wins.
The worst part is, like, I always feel bad for these race engineers because, you know, we have the hindsight of knowing what every team's going to be doing, right? Like, right after they do it.
Yeah.
They're making these decisions before anyone does anything. You know, you're making these decisions like a couple laps out. You can't just adjust and be like, oh no, we're coming this time. You know, so.
Yeah. Oh my God. Anyway, I want to make sure that we remember this conversation when Ferrari inevitably does exactly what Matt said. And
that would be so funny,
dude. If they do that, I'm buying lottery tickets for the first time.
Nostradamus, right there.
Leclerc's gonna send it off into poo.
Any picks?
It's so on brand.
Now because I said that, I was gonna say, give me Sainz.
I'll take Verstappen. Then
I'm ready to be hurt.
Oh my God, I hate it here.
NASCAR is in Daytona. Regular season finale for the Cup Series.
Why?
Xfinity has 3 races left after this one, so 4 before they're cut off for the playoffs. Or maybe it's not 3. No, it is 3. So 4 races left for Xfinity before playoffs, and that bubble's not that tight at all. But there's a couple good drivers on the outside, like Sheldon. Matt, do the thing.
You want to know something really crazy, though? You'll never believe this. I just looked at the forecast for Daytona.
It's going to rain?
Every day for the next 10 days, yeah.
No way. Who would have predicted that?
That's going to make it even more exciting, Davey. Come
Florida
on.
in August, dude? It's going to rain? What?
It's going to make it even more exciting.
What?
College football's back this weekend. This is your chance to get into it.
No, I'm busy with soccer. Sorry.
Dang. Fake football.
Dumb.
No, but Xfinity should be fun. I think there's 43 cars on the entry list.
It'll be good.
And the Cup Series will probably be really stupid.
It's Xfinity at a super speedway. It's not going to be that good.
Kaulig has 4 cars. I wonder what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Good. Do
we have picks? Xfinity?
Xfinity, Justin Haley.
Dang.
I'm going to take Joe Nemechek because he's running a second Sam Hunt car this week.
Yeah, he is. There he is.
I was going to take Justin Haley because we all know he's the best super speedway racer ever.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, move over Dale Earnhardt.
Move over Brad Keselowski, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Denny Hamlin.
The real intimidators here.
Move over. Is Denny Hamlin a good super speedway driver, or is he just good at the Daytona 500?
I think he's just good at the Daytona 500.
Yeah.
He's won a couple Talladega races, but like...
He's insane at the 500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's like Elio.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know?
Give me Sheldon Creed.
Let's go.
Can I get your Vince Welch Sheldon Creed real quick?
Sheldon Creed!
Thank you.
That's disgusting.
It is, but it's perfect. It's perfect.
That is disgusting.
The Cup Series. We named a couple drivers already in the show. Your Eric Joneses, your Bubba Wallaces, heck, your Eric Almirola's, your Ricky Stenhouses, your RFK cars that won the 2 dual races. Chris Buescher, Brad Keselowski. Who else we got? Ryan Blaney probably can win. Martin Truex feels like he won't win.
There's a lot happening.
Yeah, Truex has never won a plate race, hasn't he?
In the Cup Series, no. Yeah.
There's a lot happening.
He should.
I'm gonna go pro chaos. Todd Gilliland. He's P30.
I'm gonna go Pro Chaos. I'm gonna keep it consistent. I'm gonna go Justin Haley.
Dude, I can't tell you.
Justin Haley sweeps the damn. I almost said a cuss word, Joe. I saved it
I
just
appreciate
for you.
you.
Sweeps the damn weekend. Oh my God!
Could you imagine?
Joe, put money on it.
Maybe we'll see what the numbers are.
Okay, if I give you like a $5, will you send that one in for me? Wink, wink. Okay, cool.
You guys both picked, right?
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna take him. You know I'm gonna take him. I have to take him. Man, the myth, the legend, driver number 43, Eric Jones. He's not gonna screw up.
I thought he was gonna go with Brad.
He's not. Yeah. He's not gonna screw up coming off of turn 4 this time. He can't do it again.
Yeah. You know what I love about my Todd Gilliland pick? So he's P30, which is the last chase eligible spot. And he's also 70 points clear of Corey LaJoie, so he can't fall out of the top 30. So it is literally all out for Todd Gilliland.
Todd Gilliland has nothing to lose, everything to gain. Everything to gain.
That is the crazy part about this weekend. Like usually we go into these races and there's like 3 or 4 spots on points, and that kind of makes a couple of interesting storylines too with the stages. If you're Ryan Blaney, do you even care about the stages? Like,
it means nothing. You gotta go for the win.
You have a 25-point lead over Truex. You can only get 10 points. I mean, I know that then all of a sudden you finish 6 spots behind him and you're out. But
yeah, I think if you're Blaney, you just have to be aggressive, because in that case, you want to be, or maybe not in control, but have some influence over the finish of the race. Because if he just lays back and plays it safe,
that's true.
How's he gonna stop somebody like Cole Custer getting up front and mixing it up?
I mean,
I do think Ryan Blaney has to be that patient 6th through 11th place car that's just consistently up there, but doesn't quite make the moves that would get him in trouble. You know what I mean?
That's normally what he is too. So I think that puts him in a good spot this weekend. If things stay static,
this is gonna be nuts.
They probably won't stay static. Yeah, I know you said, "Oh, Joe, you didn't pick Keselowski." It's not a bad pick to pick either of the RFK cars. Again, 1 to 2 dual races. Fords are good on super speedways, especially Daytona. I just worry about Brad and just going and reverting back to all of a sudden he sees the carrot out in front of him and into the wall. I worry about that with him. A lot of pressure, right? A lot of pressure being an owner driver. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. So, I'm not actually going to Daytona for once this weekend. I went the last 2 years. Taking a break this time. I'm gonna watch this one from home. I'm not too mad about it. If there's one that I was gonna watch from home, it'd be this one, because
there's
too many storylines to keep up with.
Do we like this race as the cutoff race?
Yes and no.
Yeah. That's literally exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah,
it's a bad race for the cutoff race, but do I enjoy watching it? I don't know how I can not.
I think it's a perfect race for the cutoff race. It's
and it does have,
in the sense that it's like anything can happen.
And it does have the legit reasoning behind it of we start and then we bookend the regular season at Daytona. That's fair enough. If we're gonna have Daytona for 2 weekends and they don't want it July 4th, that's fine. It makes sense to me. So I hate it, but I love it.
Let's do the first Talladega race as the cutoff race and move Daytona back to 4th of July.
Someone would die.
Especially with this new car,
Joe.
Right?
Yeah. Someone will get hit in the rear end and lose their arm or something.
The worst part is I know there's a lot of chatter about the car and stuff, right? And it feels like it at the super speedways is a lot safer for some reason.
Well, a lot of the super speedway hits are the hits you expect the race car to take that would usually hurt someone, which is what they designed for. I mean, it's why that we keep seeing all these next gen crashes that are like rear end hits or hit like kind of unique hits. Those are the ones that kind of get, like Kurt Busch, for example, is a great. He's a great example because he
bam
stuck the car in the rear end, fenced it, and he's been out.
Yeah. Shout out to Ty Gibbs for being like the only person to say something about the hits and NASCAR needing to do something with the car. Like, I don't think I don't recall any drivers saying anything about it since the start of the season.
Yeah, at least publicly, like that.
Yeah, you've had guys say that, like, man, that one kind of hurt, but they're not directly... They don't
put the blame on NASCAR.
Yeah. Which, meanwhile, Ty Gibbs is switching between cars every weekend, and he's probably like, huh, this one feels significantly worse to hit shit with.
But... yeah, nonetheless, Daytona is going to be fun this weekend. We can't thank you enough for watching the Fake Racers podcast this week. Remember, you can follow us on social media at Fake Racers, as well as at Johto Network. Davey, of course, is going to keep you up to date when every new episode drops, and he's going to try to do some more content on at Fake Racers, right? Keyword there is try.
He's nodding for the audio listeners.
Oh, that's right.
The audio listeners don't deserve it.
Oh, true.
They don't deserve the nod.
Joe, edit that out.
No.
Edit that out, Joe. No, please. I love the audio. Audio listeners. I love audio. Thanks for listening to Figures podcast.
At Johto Network. You know, all the places. We're on JTN2 here on YouTube. It's not Johto Network 2, it's JTN2.
So it's not Johto Network.
It's just JTN.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The J stands for Johto Network.
Johto Network, Toe Network.
Yeah.
Johto Network, Toe Network, Network.
Yeah. 2.
Yeah.
2.
That's what I'm talking about. Network.
Remember, you can follow these guys on their social medias. They're down in the video description below. Tommy's is down there too, most likely. So
yeah, get Tommy in there.
Go follow.
Does that mean he's coming on the podcast?
I'm waiting for it.
When Tommy still doesn't have a vehicle, and his new
he doesn't need a vehicle to be on the podcast.
Yeah, but he's a little sad boy because of it. So I want him to get a vehicle. And
here's the thing: when Tommy actually listens to one of these shows and can tell me our secret word, Davey, what's that secret word?
Oh. Am I supposed to know this? Is this
I was going to say I'm on the podcast and I don't even know this.
No, we have to say it like on the show. The joke is that he won't watch the show, so you say the word on the show. And so what's the word? You come up with the word. Papaya? Fiddlesticks. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So once he communicates that to me, and you two better not spoil this, and no one out there, listen, I don't ask for you to do a lot.
Don't tell Tommy.
I don't ask for you to do a lot
about fiddlesticks.
But if you tell Tommy about it, I will...
You can tell him there is a secret word, but then he has to watch the show himself.
No, I just want to see if he watches the secret word. No, I just want to see if he watches the show.
Okay, then don't tell him anything. I don't care. Whatever. Who cares?
No, because he's supposed to do his whole 2003 episode.
See ya. Bye.
No.
I still think my favorite joke was, and where do we go after Darlington? Matt's like, we'll find out at Darlington. I died. I was so...
Folks, can't thank you enough. Again, tune in next week. Tune in here. Racing over on Johto Network. Thanks for watching the Fake Racers podcast. See you guys next time.
Watch Joe race or stream races.
Goodbye.